you know that the Koro were the first ethnic nationality to have settled in most central parts of Nigeria, especially present-day Nassarawa, Niger, Federal Capital Territory Abuja, Kaduna, and Kogi State? These places were rooted in very rich history of once mighty Kororofa kingdom, synonymous to the Borno Empire, which had elaborate political system and mighty cavalry of war. The Koro are still very much proud that the Federal Capital Territory Abuja is being built in the heartland of Koroland. Today, Asokoro District of the Federal Capital Territory, which is the most prestigious, was first a settlement of the Koro for ages until the development of the Federal Capital Territory. They live in Asokoro with their children's children before the influx of their brothers' tribes, the Gbagyis, Gade, Ganagana, and the host of other ethnic groups who came to dwell amongst them. Trust the Koro, they warmly accepted them with hospitality and living with them in peace, harmony, and brotherhood. A characteristics of the Koro till this present day, especially in towns of Gongong, now dubbed as Kagargo by the head dynasty of Zaria, and other Koro ancestral homes across central Nigeria today. It may interest you to know that Asokoro present housing, the presidential villa, Africa's powerhouse and seat of Nigeria's government, is derived from the Koro word Asokoro, meaning expensive bush land belonging to Koro people. Although the Koro, originally inhabitants of Asokoro, have been mostly resettled outside Asokoro District, they still attach great importance to the place where their shrines were located on top of the Aso rock hills. Women about 4 months pregnant being to receive special treatment, they are given some local made medicine which they drink and also use when bathing. If a woman in labor is having problems, she is treated with a certain concoction and elderly women attend to her. Infants remain indoors for about 3 days or until the umbilical cord falls off. On the day the child is taken out, the grandfather pronounces his name. The child is taken through some religious ceremonies so as to provide spiritual protection for him. When boys reach the age of 3 or 4 years, they were circumcised by the specialist following circumcision. The boy will not eat any draw soup like okra, but only leafy vegetables like spinach. After the wound was healed, white game was gotten from the bush, and a day-long feast held for the boy in which much food is available but no beer. Nowadays, only few practice this. Boys are taken to the Okpili shrine after circumcision and initiated to the cult, but as they grow up, they are told the secrets of the cult in details. Parents of the two families arrange between both mothers when they are pregnant that their children, if opposite sex, will become husband and wife. Following delivery of the girl, the parents of the boy bring a log of wood and bundle of stubble, dry stem of guinea grass to the mother. A measure of guinea corn is also brought in the first year, but in each succeeding year, they increase it by 1 measure. One other responsibility during the courtship period is for the parents of the boy to build houses for those of the girl. Not too many people still do this. After the courtship has been successfully done, a day is fixed for some female relations of the boy to go and collect the bride from her parents' house, but she is kept in the house of one of the friends of the groom till the wedding day. On the wedding day, elders and people gather at the groom's compound. The ladies again go and escort the bride to the groom's house. The ladies also bring plenty of firewood, which is used for cooking during the wedding feast, and the rest is shared among the elders. After eating food and rejoicing with the bride and the groom, all the people disperse. The bride does not commence cooking until after about 3 months, when her parents have brought to her all the kitchen utensils she made, and meanwhile, she cooked in her mother-in-law's kitchen. A young person is buried immediately, while an elder is buried on the following day. After a festival involving dancing and feasting, a bigger festival follows after a year. They used to bury several persons in one grave, which was dug with one opening but two spaces in the ground so that another body could be laid in a second space later. Whenever they are sure that the other body had decayed, they could use the same grave for another body. The specialist in burying the dead used a powder called awonorebi to stop the smell. The various Koro people are under various traditions head. There is no single head over all the Koro people. Most of their chiefs, Chozi, are either second class or third class, except that of Lafia, who is a first class chief. The former tradition system is giving way to the new tradition arrangement, which is externally imposed on the people. The government plays a strong role nowadays in selecting the chiefs, and he may not be the popular choice, but they are not under any form of political oppression. They respect their rulership, which is according to tradition more than the Hausa style of rulership. A person coming to a group of people says, Ve Sawa, good morning, and the people respond Mavua or Mabewa, welcome. If they are inside a compound or a house, he enters and takes permission to greet them. Being permitted, he squats and asks a series of questions after their well-being, and answers that is well with him. If the people he is greeting are elders, he rubs his palms against each other as a sign of respect. For women, mere welcome is sufficient. Osi is the name of the creator God who lives in heaven and is not involved in human affairs. Okpili is the deity that is directly involved with men. Okpili, represented by a masquerade, is considered stronger than both Osi and Osi's priest. Okpili has the power to heal sick people and to protect from harm. The function of Uvwechi is to collect offerings brought to Osi and Okpili. He also treats sick people. Ile is the deity for rain making and can also cause excessive rain to stop. When the people are in need of rain, the priest or elders make a paste of ashes and pour it into a pot inside the Ile shrine. The priest can do the same rite for rain making in order to cause rain to stop. But he must not drink water within the 3 or 4 days after the sacrifice to stop rain has been made. If he does, rain will commence again. Ogatuba is an object that is consulted for solution to a variety of problems. The consultation is done through an Ozekbiliaga. Onyotuba is a deity that can cause disability to both humans and animals, so it needs to be pacified with sacrifices. Festivals of various gods are held at various times of the year, but all have the same features, which are much eating of food and meat, sacrifices, and no dancing. Strangers are not allowed to participate. There is no festival involving all Koro groups together. Each group has its own separate festival. 35% of Koro are Christians and 30% are nominal Muslims. Despite their appearance in ethnographics, no linguistic data on Jijili has ever been published or circulated on the basis of a short list collected by Roger Blanche in 1982. Jijili was classified together with Jili, the Koro of Lafia, a language substantially better known through the publication of Stoffberg, 1975. This was circulated as a comment and published in Gerhardt, 1989, and Crozier and Blanche in 1992. Discussion with Gili speakers suggested that they are aware of the Gili people and of the connection between their languages. The term Koro is widespread as an ethnonym in central Nigeria, and Gahad has published data on the Koro spoken in Kadoko area, following unpublished work by Blench. This Koro is now subdivided into Begbere, Ashe, and Nyanya. However, neither Gili nor Jijili show any particular relationship between these languages, and this seems to be a case of a floating outsider's name applied to quite distinct people. However, there are two or more groups of Koro, the Koro Ija and Koro Zuba, reported initially in Crozier and Blench, 1992. These are spoken near Lambata on the Suleja Mina Road and near Zubarok on the main Kaduna Abuja highway. No data was available for these languages then as now, but discussion in Adunu suggested that they are related to Jijili. It is likely that Jili is the base ethnonym of these peoples, and it is here used to refer the group. The following proposal is therefore made. The historical scattering of these languages is something of a puzzle, as Lafia is quite geographically remote from Kafin Koro. The explanation may lie in the pre-colonial slave trade, which was apparently responsible for the similar dispersal